Hey you guys, it's Britt. Today I'm here to react to Tati Westbrook's video coming back to YouTube. I had some thoughts, so we're going to go through it together, and if you're interested, please keep watching. Alright you guys, so this video came out 2 days ago. Right now it has 1.8 million views, 214 likes to 9.4 thousand dislikes, and honestly, oh, and by the way, it's also number 10 on trending. I thought this video would have like double that views 2 days in. I'm a little surprised by it having, 1.8 million, that's a huge amount of views. But when you consider all things that have led up to this and that have unfolded over the last year, the view count I would have thought would have been at least close to 4 million by now. It has been up for 2 days, but that's just kind of a side note. We're going to hear what she has to say. I have already watched this once, but I wanted to go through it with you guys and share my thoughts throughout. So let's get right into it.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I have missed you so much. I cannot wait to get back to the makeup, to get back to reviews, to doing my thing. I've thought about this for so long, and I'm really excited that I'm even just sitting down and filming. However, as much as I wanted to dive right back in and do like a 10 under 10 and just review beauty products, which honestly, I did flirt with that idea. I was like, we're gonna talk about nothing. We're just gonna go back to the makeup. But I feel after not hanging out for such a long time that many of you want answers about certain things that have been splattered over the internet. If you hear rain,
I think a lot of people were kind of thinking she might just come back and review a bunch of new makeup. I do believe that it was a good idea for her to return with this video and explain some things. As you'll see, if you've already watched it, you already know, but you'll see she doesn't go into really specific details, but I do like that she addressed some things. She gave some people some answers. So I also think the timing of this was very interesting. You know, Jeffree Star put out that video, and then the very next day Tati comes out with this video. It could just be a coincidence. You know, if she's truly not talking to people in the beauty community like she claims, you know, she shouldn't have known that Jeffree was going to come out with that video that he came out with. However, in this video, she does say, I'm not talking to anyone in the beauty community, but she has said before that she kind of, you know, remedied the situation with James Charles, and she's on good terms with him. So I don't necessarily believe that she's not talking to anyone in the beauty community. I don't buy it, but let's hear what she has to say.
I am in Seattle and it rains a lot here, and this is gonna have to be part of the mood, I guess, because it's inescapable. It's really pouring down today. If you hear that, it's kind of, let's like, I don't know, make it part of the mood. So I'm gonna start first with reminding you of my very successful last video. It was amazing. That was a terrible time in my life. Obviously, I was so super stressed out, but I'm gonna stop it there. I don't want to talk about it. I don't think you guys want to hear about it, that whole event. That's not even the volcano that erupted in my life. So that past event that seems to want to follow me everywhere I go, I don't want to talk about. I will let you guys know, just because there's so much speculation and so many rumors of who's friends with who and who's talking to who and what's going on and what happened behind the scenes.
I do have to say, a year later, I know that last summer everyone was speculating about literally what she said, who's talking to who, who's friends with who, who's following and unfollowing each other. I think that because of that, a lot of us, and I can only speak for myself as I always do, it's tiring. A lot of people, because of what happened last summer, they are mentally tired of thinking about these beauty gurus and speculating on anything that goes on behind the scenes, just because so many things were brought to light, as far as, you know, all of them being snakes. What does Peter say? Snakes on the train or the plane or whatever. All of them are like that. All of them are entitled and catty and mean and, you know, out for just themselves, and nobody's friendly. And it doesn't matter what kind of collabs we see or what kind of friendly banter back and forth. It's all fake. It's all phony. And I think because of so much of that was encapsulated in the Shane, Jeffree, Tati, James sort of situation. I myself am tired and I don't care about any of these people. I never did, but any small little amount of curiosity that I did have was crumpled up and thrown in the trash because of everything that happened last summer. And I'm just like done with it. Don't care about these people. You know, I don't wish harm on any of them, but none of them are relatable. None of them are, in my opinion, doing YouTube because they love making videos. A lot of them are, only apologizing because they don't want it to hurt their image. They don't want to lose subscribers. They're not addressing things because they should be addressed and it's the right thing to do. They're addressing things because they're afraid of losing their fortune that they have built. And it's all fake and, whatever. I think a lot of people are just over it.
I will quickly share with you guys that when I pulled back, I stopped communication with everyone in the beauty community. I haven't talked to anyone in over a year. I really took a break and I needed to for my peace of mind. Also, there's no litigation, no cease and desist, nothing either way in.
So she said she doesn't talk to anyone in the beauty community. And I think that's where it's a little questionable, because if you made amends with James, did you make amends with him and then not talk to him anymore? Because I don't know. I mean, if I made amends with someone because I cared about them as a friend and I was a mentor to that person and we had a huge falling out and we made amends, then I would want to continue conversations with them, and I would want to continue to have them in my life in some capacity. So I don't know, maybe she made amends and just never talked to him again. Maybe that was just for her conscience that she did, kind of chalk things up with him and make it better. I don't know.
That event, if you will. Legal things happened, just not in the I don't want to talk about it event. Right? Okay, we're gonna get there. There's like a bombshell coming. Something you see and hear online a lot when someone winds up on the terrible, forbidden island of Scandal Island. It's no vacation. I feel like everybody that makes videos steps in it at least once. Some of us step in it a lot more. Some on purpose, some on accident. It's like a whole circus that I hopped in my canoe. I'm rowing away as fast as I can. I don't want any of that anymore. I left, I worked on myself. I am stronger now. There's a whole sequence of things that we'll get into. But
when she says she worked on herself, I hope that she is telling the truth there. And later in the video, she'll talk about how she almost lost her marriage. And me personally, I believe that things have to happen in someone's real life in order to make them a better person online. I don't think that, just stepping away from the internet and saying, oh, I'm going to be a better person. Sometimes things have to happen in someone's real life in order for them to reflect and say, what am I doing in my real life? What am I doing with my, online platform? How can, my real life sort of make me a better person online and change the way that I have handled myself? So, I don't believe that she was kind of rowing away from Scandal Island so rapidly. I don't think that she ever thought that it would play out the way that it did. But I don't think that Tati was just, shoved onto this Scandal Island and didn't spend any time there. I think that she spent some time there. She saw that she was hitting the fan, and then she decided to try to row away as fast as she could because she saw that she was losing her, honesty and her integrity that she had, tried to build for so many years.
I had initially hoped to come back to YouTube end of summer, early fall. I did not expect to take this kind of a break. Yes, I was in the middle of so much public speculation and scandal and just bad things said about me, but even deeper, what you guys didn't know and why I was so just shaken up in the video that I last posted, which I've since taken down because I don't want to start fresh with all of that following me everywhere. I'm really trying to move forward. But during that time, I was getting the most intense harassment. I'm talking death threats that were explicit in detail, people saying they were going to hunt me down, they knew where I was getting emails, some of the most disturbing of me being monitored in the privacy of my own home through technology, through my smart TV, being black.
So let's talk about cyber harassment for a few minutes. Cyber harassment is something that nobody should go through. I don't care what they do online, within reason. Obviously, if you're like killing kittens, then yeah, you deserve to be cyber harassed. I'm sorry, you're a terrible person and your privacy doesn't matter if you're literally like doing harm to other living things online. But for the most part, what I have found is that people being cyber harassed never deserve it. It is just inexcusable, the lengths that some people will go to because they decide that they don't like you. And I think that it can be really scary when you not only think of technology, but more specifically, the technology that we have today is so advanced and it is so scary. The things that people can tap into, and like she said, with the smart TV and the Ring doorbells and all the cameras in the houses, and people who hate you, if they are able to tap into any of these things, they can really just make your life a living hell, and it's super, super scary. I hope that I am never cyber harassed or cyber stalked or anything like that. It's just, I could not imagine being scared for my safety in my own home. Nobody deserves that within reason. Nobody deserves that though. 99.999% of people online never deserve an ounce of harassment, stalking, bullying, all of this stuff that we kind of see. I wish that a lot of these platforms would also do a little bit more to be in tune with what creators are doing to each other as far as bullying people on YouTube. A lot of it happens day to day, and YouTube turns a blind eye to it. They don't care. And I do believe that when people get away with bullying and cyber stalking people online, once they're able to get away with it for so long, they do sort of feel more comfortable taking it that extra step and allowing it to pour into someone's actual personal safety when they're in the comfort of their own home, because they got away with it on X social platform for this long, so let's just keep it going. And it's like, anyone who would actually cyber stalk or bully or harass someone, in my opinion, is someone who knows no bounds and will continue to push that limit until they're either caught or satisfied with the amount of hell that they can bring to someone that they don't like.
If I didn't pay up, they were going to put that all over the internet. I was getting accounts made with my name and horrific graphic adult acts in the title, like the screen name, from the most popular adult site online. There were things that were happening that were so appalling. And when you feel violated of your privacy, like you're being spied on and you're blackmailed, and then people are harassing you in this really graphic nature, and you're getting a barrage of detailed death threats, let me tell you, you lose sleep. And it just felt like my world was coming to a halt. So that's what was going on in spring, summer of last year. But I really felt that if I pulled back and just took a time out, that I could regroup and stand strong and come back. So my initial hope was to come back sooner. And in this time, I want to state I have never left Halo. I have always stayed active as the CEO. Fast forward to me being healed enough to think, I'm going to post again. I'm ready to come back. I love what I do on YouTube. I miss it. Like, this had been a part of my day-to-day life for 10 years? Like, I've been posting a long time. And there was a time where I was posting 5 days a week. Like, making videos is just part of who I am, part of what I do. So I really did start to miss it despite all of the stress. I came to a point where I almost, in a weird way, accepted. I was like, well, and this sounds really sad, but I was like, if it's my time to die, it's my time to die. I can't live in fear. So I was kind of just getting in my mind ready to come back and do something that makes me happy. And then the unthinkable happened. And this is the part of the video where it feels like, oh my gosh, she left drama, Scandal Island, turned back around, somehow parachuted back on it. And I know a lot of people will be like, why are you bringing this up then if you don't want to be dramatic? I am bringing this up because it was already online. This is already public information. And I do feel like I want to share with you guys that I am still currently actively today going through litigation, and it is overwhelming, but I'm going to keep fighting the good fight for the truth and for justice. And something that just blindsided me. Like, this was like, imagine you're like ready to get back to it. You're like, I'm back in, we're gonna just like let all drama go. And then all of the sudden, I am involved in this crazy lawsuit, and it is made very public.
So before we get into the lawsuit with her business partner, Clark Swanson, let's talk for a second about the word drama. Drama is thrown around a ton on YouTube. The word drama, tea. There are certain things, and I realize it's just a word, but like I always say, words have meaning. There are certain things that I don't consider to be drama online. And as far as the whole Bi Sister, video that she released, that wasn't really drama to me. That was literally an expose on James Charles, and it turned into something so dark and so scary that, and I don't support James. I'm not a fan of any of these people. I just want to throw that out there. But when it comes to drama, I don't really know if I would consider Bi Sister drama. What I consider drama is someone being, I don't know, catty to a fan or having a failed product launch. Like, that could be drama. But as far as, the Bi Sister thing, I don't really know if I would consider that drama. And going through a actual lawsuit, I don't see where that is drama. That is real life, and that is real money, and that is a real heartache and real stress being caused to, the party that is being sued. And, even with the Without a Crystal Ball thing, her being sued for defamation. That was insane. I don't really know if I would call it drama though, because just like the level of insanity was like something that, we had never really seen before. So I don't know, just a complete side note about drama. I feel like the word is thrown around so much. And a lot of times these situations are so much bigger than what I consider drama, but what do I know?
Business partner in Halo Beauty, Clark Swanson, back in October, filed a lawsuit for $30 million. I just have to pause at that. Every time I say that number, I'm just shocked. The company was thriving, doing great, even though we were in and still are in a pandemic. So this was just really mind-blowing to have happen. And then it felt like more drama was just magnetized toward me, and it was not a great environment for me to come back to. It was a very hostile environment. There was no way that I could just come back online and start reviewing makeup and promoting Halo Beauty while there is this big lawsuit thrown around the internet. There was just no way. I genuinely felt I needed to wait until the storm calmed to be able to come back and post again. I was recently informed that Clark Swanson had been feeding information, disparaging information to drama channels about myself, about my husband, my family, info about Halo Beauty, financials, pipeline of product launches, the kind of stuff that should never be shared under any circumstance. Finding this out.
He was sharing it with Without a Crystal Ball. We already know that. I am curious because I have not heard that he was sharing it with any other drama channel. To my knowledge, it was only with Without a Crystal Ball. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that she's the only one, and I don't even consider her a drama channel. I consider her like a misinformation circus channel, because the stuff that she puts out, as we've discussed before, is not accurate. It is just literally disparaging information about public figures, clickbait, and nonsense, in my opinion.
Really signaled to me that this, in my opinion, feels like sabotage and has made me want to really go the distance and not stop the fight for justice in this particular situation. So I'd appreciate your prayers over it. I don't want to continue the conversation much further. I'd like to just kind of breeze through this. I would like this to not be happening. I think it's so embarrassing. This is not fun for me. This is something I struggle with when I go to bed at night and I think of all of the things of my life. This is one that just looms over me and I'm like, how? How? And this was happening since spring of 2020. This information was being pushed out there on purpose in spring of 2020. That was such a bombshell for me. And kind of the moment when I decided I'm getting back to YouTube. I'm just going to keep fighting this, but I'm going to make the choice to come back and make content and still believe in this brand, promote this brand, be in this brand as the CEO while my business partner is suing me. So I hope that you guys can be supportive through this event. I don't want anything terrible said of anyone involved in this. I just wanted to share where I am at with what is going on. And I don't know what's going to happen. You know, I could lose everything. And I kind of made the choice in my mind that if I do, I'll find a way to rebuild. And that's the attitude you have to be able to pick yourself up sometimes. Litigation is expensive. Let me just be raw and open. We sold our house in LA. I moved out of my condo. I have downsized my life in a major way to really be able to go all in and support what's happening with me through this.
This might be an unpopular opinion and, you know, whatever. I know people adore Tati and I don't dislike her. I'm just not a fan. One thing that I will say, though, is the timing of this, to me, feels very much like litigation is expensive, which, yes, cold hard facts, litigation is expensive. We all know that. It sort of seems like she's coming back to YouTube now because she needs money. You know, there were ads on this video. I don't see ads right now playing on it, so I don't know if she removed those. You know, litigation is expensive and we're not, you know, breaking news here or anything, but the timing of this does seem very convenient.
Litigation. My studio right here. This is it. This is it. Studio tour, right? That's about as good as it gets. I miss my studio in LA so much.
I mean, to say that you had to sell your home in LA and sell your condo, like, I get it. But at the same time, we're talking about someone who is still living a very wealthy lifestyle. Let's not act like, oh, this is my studio, as if it's a, you know, porta potty or a cardboard box cutout. Like, I mean, sure, I get that, but let's not act like you are now filming out of the back of a van behind a hardware store.
But I also have had a huge awakening this past year that material items are not the most important thing. My integrity is more important, and I'll leave it at that. Why don't we just go all in and just like let me pepper in some more? Because this is just me being open about my life. And again, with all of these threats of like, I've been watching you and I'm going to expose you and I'm going to let the world know XYZ. Sometimes you have to sit down and take your power back and just share what's going on with you so no one can hold it over your head.
I'm like, what were they gonna really expose her for, though? Are there really things out there about Tati that, you know, nobody knows and they're actual cold hard facts? I'm curious about, you know, obviously we'll never find out, but what was she gonna be exposed for?
And I'm going to share with you guys that during this very, very stressful time in my life, James and I almost got divorced. We could not be around each other. He got his own place.
There are ads on this video. I don't know why the little yellow marks aren't showing, but there are ads, so I correct myself. Okay, so she goes in here and talks about how her and James almost got divorced. I don't feel like it's really appropriate for me to share my opinion on this. I mean, the fact of the matter is that it's very sad. I'm glad that they didn't, but I don't want to really react to this part of the video, so let's move on.
Things are fun, but when we pass away, because, you know, my belief is we're spiritual, we're spirits, we're not bodies. I'm a soul, I'm not a body. I can't take any of this junk with me, you know? So why am I getting so upset about everything falling off? I had to go through that to kind of get to the soul stuff and to get to that place where I broke through spiritual barriers that I never thought I would ever break through. Like if you told me a year ago that I would be this woman today, I would say you're out of your mind. There's just no way. There were some crazy things that happened. Like I'm not even joking, that I even have on film, like home video, like my surveillance, weird, supernatural, inexplainable things that I want to share in the future, but just for for the sake of time, let's keep it moving right now. So I guess let's get to the ring and the idea of like not being attached to material things. When I was moving out of the Bellevue condo, I had put a bag of jewelry together to take and then another one to donate. I think we can see where this story is going. So I hadn't been wearing my ring. It was with some other jewelry. And I believe, unless by a miracle I find it pop up, but I've looked everywhere, that it got donated. So if you have my wedding ring, well, blessings. I don't know what more to say. I just had to let that go because it was just like that one last like punch to the gut of like, and wait, there's more. Now you don't have that.
This whole story with her wedding ring, I am sorry, ratio me in the comments. Something does not seem right with this story. You know, you have two bags of jewelry. One you're going to donate, one you're going to keep. If my wedding ring was in one of these bags, you better guarantee that I am going to either have a red bag and a blue bag, or both of them are going to be clear Ziploc bags so that I know exactly what I am donating. It just makes no sense to me whatsoever. If this is the bag of jewelry that is important to me and I'm going to keep, I'm going to know exactly what is in that bag and exactly what is being donated. So I'm sorry, you know, call me crazy, but something about this wedding ring situation doesn't add up to me.
Wedding ring that was so gorgeous, but I have my husband back. And that's better. We have our relationship, our marriage back. And that actually is a miracle. It's a miracle because I went through every emotion of being like, get away from me. I don't want you. He was like, I don't want you. Like we were not getting along. And now we're back and we found our love again. And it's really wonderful. Like I'm grateful. So I'm back in a place where things are better. A lot of you guys are asking about Tati Beauty, and I'm going to be addressing that, the brand, all of it in an upcoming video. So stay tuned for that.
Okay, so now she goes into literally telling the tarot community to shut up and stop talking about her. So a lot of people were very interested in this part of the video. So let's watch this and then we're almost done.
Speaking of others speaking your truth, to all the channels out there, like this is tough. When you come back like this, you think, okay, what are the drama channels going to say? What are they going to speculate? And then you have to think about the body language channels, which is like a whole nother thing. So when you sit down, you're like, looking like you get in your head and I'm like, why am I even thinking about this? Well, I'm thinking about this, but I'm like thinking about that. It's a crazy feeling having this kind of pressure, and it kind of just like does this to your brain while you're filming. It's a lot. So I'm not asking for people to not talk. I know you're going to do what you're going to do. Have your opinion. I'm a tough chick. Clearly, I'm like, what more could people say? I'm going to just keep charging forward. However, when it comes to things like psychics, mediums, tarot readers, I have closed that door in the spiritual realm, and I am asking to not be used in any way, shape, or form in videos involving divination. Please do not. This is an intense request from my heart. I am not meaning to shame you, but I am tapped out, done, goodbye, not for me. It feels really violating to have someone read your future without your permission and speak words of death over your life, over your livelihood, your marriage, what's around the corner. It only breeds negativity and anxiousness, and it's something that I am not involved in anymore. I was heavily, but I have shut that down, and I had a wild year. We're going to talk about more of it, but I'm asking to those of you that really want to whip out the tarot cards and see what's going to happen with me next, I'm asking that you not, and I'll be praying that that door stays locked hard. There you have it, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and hearing me out. I hope you're well.
Okay, so that's the end of the video. What she said about the tarot community, I can't blame her, honestly, for not wanting people to read your future for you when you have not acknowledged that you want that done by a stranger on the internet. So I completely agree with that. I think that a lot of that community might take it more personally. I think some people might understand, but most people look at her as a public figure. So it's no different than, speaking about any other YouTuber, celebrity. So I think a lot of people took from that she's putting herself on this pedestal and making this request that is not feasible and not necessarily fair, even if she thinks that it's fair. you're a public figure. So I think a lot of people are looking at it like a little bit of entitlement and her putting herself above everyone else and saying, don't talk about me if you're in the tarot community. So either way, you know, it's cool. Tati's back. You know, I know a lot of people only trust her reviews. They only watch her in the beauty community, or lack thereof, that's still out there. So for those people that love and enjoy her content, I'm happy for you guys that you have a makeup reviewer that you know and trust and enjoy watching her content. I always encourage people to spend their social media currency wisely, and if she is someone that you truly enjoy, then I'm happy for you that she's back. It'll be interesting to see what her future content looks like and some of these supernatural stories that she's planning on telling. And, you know, great, that's fine. I will not be watching her content. I do not care. And I've not cared for a long time. And I'm just over a lot of these popular influencers. I would rather watch someone, if I am in the mood to watch makeup content, I will go watch a smaller creator, you know, a smaller influencer, someone like Daisy Cash or Abby Williamson or Nisi Pisa. I like smaller creators in the beauty community. I've never been a fan of the more popular ones, but that's just me and what's, you know, works best for me. So tell me what you guys think about Tati's return. Do you care? Do you not care? Did you never want her to come back at all? And also tell me what you think about the request that she made for tarot readers. I think that was one of the more interesting parts of her video for sure. But either way, for now, if you like the video, please leave a like and a comment. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.